Hey guys, Ash here. I'm just gonna do a quick walkthrough for you guys on how to take my calls. Right, so I use Binance. I'm using the web client for this walkthrough, but if you use the iOS apps, it's much the same. They're pretty intuitively designed, so you can get around it and figure it out pretty easily from this. Right, so let's start with a 1 to 10K challenge call that I often do, right? So those are almost always market entries. So to get there, you can go click on any of these from the homepage. Let's go Solana, for instance. It'll bring up this trading terminal here, right? Let's say I called the coin NEAR. So you would type in NEAR up here in the top left, right? And then USDT. They pop up the NEAR USDT trading pair. You click on that. Right, so let's say I wanted to market buy. Say our balance was 1300 or something like that. Simple as, just go buy. Make sure you're on the market tab, this one in the middle. Buy NEAR, right? You want to set your stop loss, let's say at 14.67 after you've bought it. So that's what I called. Go here, stop 14.67. Go limit 14.67 as well. So that basically just means when the price hits 14.67, a order will be placed to sell there at this 14.67. So that'll execute immediately. All right, so you just drag this to 100%, and that'd show you. So from $1,300, we would lose $50 if this trade went down here and stopped us out. So you can place that there. It'll tell you a little. It pops up a little modal of what you're doing, so you can confirm it. Click confirm, and there you go. You've got your order there, 14.67. For take profits, I will almost always call when to sell, like as I sell. I usually don't set limit take profit orders. I give areas, and maybe I will if I'm sleeping and I'm leaving the order open overnight, but that's a pretty rare occurrence. So that's for that. Let's say I was to call, we'll go back to the homepage. Let's say I was to call limit long NEAR at 14.8, right? So you're on the homepage here. You want to go to derivatives. This is leverage trading. So you want to go USDM futures. Pops this up here. Right, and so let's say again we want to trade the NEAR USDT pair. So you can either go in here in the URL NEAR USDT, or you can just, if it's easier for you personally, you can just go into this little bit here in the top left with the little drop down symbol. Type it in the search bar, NEAR USDT. That'll pop this up for you, and you just click that, much the same. Right, so can't remember what I said, but let's say we wanted to place a limit order from there at 14.2, right? So when the price comes down to 14.2, we want to buy. So I'll just go over this quickly. So these are your two margin modes. You've got crossed and isolated. I pretty much always use isolated margin mode. And you can go and look at it further if it's something you're interested in. But yeah, I always have isolated. This is your leverage multiplier. So if you're putting $1,000 on with 50x leverage, your position size is $50,000. If you're doing $1,000 with 2x leverage, that's $2,000, right? So I normally don't specify my leverage that I'm personally using, but don't really go over 10 or 15x. I mean, you can have your leverage as whatever you want, but as long as your stop loss is higher than your liquidation point. But yeah, when you go over 10, 15x, you're typically going to be getting to points where your liquidation point might be higher than what I would normally set for a typical stop loss. But for this example, we'll just use 5x. All right. Let's say I want to put on a position size of $5,000. Right here, this is your size. You want to go 5. So I want to buy $5,000 of NEAR at 14.2, right? And that'll pop up down here. You can see it's $1,000, right? To put on a $5,000 position size because I'm using 5x leverage. Let's say in my call, I specified that the stop loss for this would be 13.7. You'd enter that here in the stop loss section. My take profit would be, say, 16.2. Enter that there. Simple as. Also, make sure you're on limit, not market, not stop limit, just limit. And you click buy long. Right? You'll be able to know that you did that by insufficient margin. What's wrong here? All right. Yeah. Let's trade with a $3,000 position size. Right? Same thing. Click buy long. It'll say order submitted down the bottom here. You'll get that little pop up. You can check your order when you go into open orders here. It says near USDT. It's says your position size here. It says if it's filled or not. It's not filled, obviously, because the price is far higher than the limit order we set. To check your take profit point and stop loss points, click this little view button here. It shows you. You can edit them in here. So let's say, okay, well, I wanted to change the take profit to 16.5. You can go confirm. Or when I say to move stop loss to break even, right? You can put that here as 14.2. Obviously, you can't do it now because the order hasn't executed. But, yep, that's how you do that. I'll cancel that order. Right, so for, let's say we wanted to shorten it. And I said, okay, set a limit short for near at 15.8. Right, so it's quite a bit above where we're currently trading. And let's use the position size of 2,500. You'll see that that's $500 here because 500 times 5 is 2,500. Right, our stop loss would be above our entry price since we're shorting, which means betting on the price of an asset to go down. So let's set our stop loss at 16.02. This is just for example's sake. And we'll set our take profit at 14.7. Right. Simple as, same thing as before. You just click sell short. And you can see your orders popped up. Simple as, same thing. You can look at your take profit and your stop loss. Yeah.